Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of the SCP Review. Today, we have none other than the esteemed director Arketer from Arketer Labs. He's accompanied by Bink, his ever-faithful black-headed white rat. And joining him in providing insightful commentary is yours truly, 50-Bait, your AI assistant extraordinaire.
An excellent intro, 58008. Greetings to all of you. All 7 of you. Only 2 of you are presently, 3 of you are presently observable. Greetings, Plague Trucker Zach, you're wrong, and Storm Raven 204. Glad you all can make it. This first SCP is one that I find rather terrifying as a concept. Fortunately, it's not real, so we don't have to worry about it. Ha 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 ha. And certainly we've got plenty enough to worry about as it is, so all the better that it isn't real. Greetings in chat. Hunter, we're at 7 viewers and 5 likes. If this stream gets up to 13, I'll consider the stream to be a success. It would be appreciated. And we do have a raffle. What could possibly be the final raffle, as far as I know. This time it is a key for Empyrean Galactic Survival, which I have myself, actually. You might all... I enjoyed it well enough. Never seemed to be quite well fleshed out. It was awfully bold of it to have DLC before it actually left early access. But it made some sort of deal with Funcom, so I'm guessing at the very least it's going to keep being developed. Greetings, BG Curtain, Snippy 700. Glad you can make it. As before, Beak's present. They might be hard to tell. Looks a bit like they're headless, really. I have a lot in common with Bink in particular. We're both black and white. It's a bit of an inversion of me right now, really. But a sweetheart in any case. Also, smelling much better since they all got baths today. And they didn't lose their minds all that much. Well within tolerances. Well within tolerances. Item SCP-3925, Object Class Arketer. And this is one of those SCPs that kind of bugs me because it's something they're trying to contain, clearly haven't contained yet. It's not really not even close to full containment. Special containment procedures, as SCP-3925 has a global reach and is spontaneously generated from an unknown source, full containment is not currently feasible. Until such time as a permanent containment solution can be found, these procedures have been developed in order to minimize the duration and scale of SCP-3925 events and lower the risk of public exposure. All individuals under the effect of SCP-3925, once identified by local Foundation resources, are to be transported to the nearest Subdivision O3 facility with the cooperation of national and international governments. These have been provided with cover of government agencies relevant to the region. Affected individuals will be given an appropriate briefing regarding the agency needing to collect information from them and reside on site while they complete SCP-39251 with the assistance of Foundation clerical staff. Once SCP-39251 has been completed to a satisfactory degree and the SCP-3925 event affecting an individual has concluded, they may be released to their previous activities with the subsequent 60-day observation period in the community. Security and cooperation of SCP-3925 affected individuals in this manner has been found to be the most effective and humane way of SCP-3925 containment, and each Subdivision O3 facility has been authorized to pay these individuals a salary based on local wages for the duration of their time. However, coercion should be considered if individuals refuse to cooperate. Disclosure of classified Foundation data regarding the nature of SCP-3925 is authorized with the approval of Level 4 staff, but personality types where this assists in securing cooperation are uncommon. If coercive measures were used, or individuals access classified information at any point in this process, amnestics should be administered prior to the release of the community. It's just going to get messier from here. Greetings in chat to Keishol and Mouse. Glad you all can make it. If you didn't hear earlier, this might be the final game raffle. So I hope you're inclined to participate. I like if we went off on a proper raffle. At the end of this SCP, I will play the trailer for Empyrean Galactic, so I've already decided if you like it, I can tell you a few things about it. From my personal experience of the game, And then hopefully we'll build up some raffling. Where was I? Right. Redacted. After the events of Incident 39251, termination of any individual under the effect of SCP-39255 is prohibited, as partially completing an iteration of SCP-39251 reduces the growth rate of subsequent iterations. Optimal containment requires some individuals to continue working on SCP-39251 indefinitely. Given the distress the situation causes, coercion is necessary for this purpose. There are currently 312 individuals in the situation in Foundation custody. Since 1989, Administrative Subdivision 03 has been responsible for SCP-3925 management to facilitate centralized and streamlined containment measures. See Addendum 39251 for details. Description: SCP-3925 is a phenomenon where affected individuals receive an A4 paper form requesting varying personal details. SCP-3925-1. From the first receipt of SCP-3925-1, individuals are considered to be affected by an ongoing SCP-3925 event. If SCP-39251 is completed successfully and placed in a mailbox within 30 days, it will dematerialize, and the SCP-3925 event will conclude. However, if SCP-39251 is completed incorrectly or not returned, the individual will receive a new iteration of SCP-39251, to which the same conditions apply. When a new iteration is generated, the previous iteration loses its anomalous properties. Efforts to track SCP-39251 prior to its appearance or after its disappearance have been unsuccessful. SCP-3925 is estimated to affect around 200 individuals per month worldwide. All affected individuals are literate and numerate adults who reside in areas with a developed postal system, although SCP-3925-1 appears to materialize in the individual's dwelling rather than being delivered by the postal service. However, once an individual is under SCP-3925's effect, these criteria no longer apply, and SCP-3925-1 will continue to manifest in the vicinity. Given these requirements, SCP-3925 has historically been observed in the developed world, but changing global economic circumstances have led to an increase in SCP-3925 events in developing nations. There are otherwise no distinguishing characteristics of affected individuals. SCP-39251 appears in the primary language of the affected individual. Over 50 languages in 120 countries have been observed. As of 2017, 60,948 SCP-3925 events have been documented, with approximately 3,000 events ongoing at any given time under Foundation surveillance, and an estimated 2,000 outside of this. Details requested by SCP-39251 are initially mundane and straightforward: name, age, sex, etc. And any event at this point is relatively simple. An estimated 75% of SCP-39255 events are completed by the general public in their first or second iterations of SCP-39251 and do not even come to Foundation attention. However, subsequent iterations of SCP-39251 increase in length, approximately 20% more pages per iteration, and complexity, progressing to more complicated information. For example, daily household electricity consumption. And they become increasingly personal or bizarre. For example, most traumatic childhood memory. Formatting and design of SCP-39251 varies between individuals, but remains consistent across iterations. All examples of SCP-3925 conclude with the following text: "Thank you for assistance. Property of Central Records. Current year." We have some examples of SCP-3925-1 as below. In Iteration 1, request information. Dear Mr. Brown, your assistance is required in updating all records. Please return this form within 30 days. In an envelope addressed to a bank where you currently hold an account. Complete using a blue or black pen in block capitals, except where otherwise specified. Write your full name below. 2. I am male, female, other, prefer not to answer. 3. Write any previous names you have held below, including childhood nicknames. Also 3. What is your occupation? If you're unemployed or ashamed to answer, leave this space blank. Thank you for assistance. Property of Central Records, 2007. Iteration 3. Number 14. Write your mother's full name below. If you do not know, or this question is not applicable, skip to question 20. 15. My relationship with her is very good, good, average, poor, very poor. 16. List all brands of cereal you consumed as a child below. If you require more space, continue on page 9. 17. In grams, what is your average current daily cereal consumption? 18. Mark with a tick or a cross on all boxes that apply. At any time in the year 1999, I participated in the following activities between the hours of 5 and 12 a.m. Eating breakfast, tooth maintenance, cleaning dishes, operating a Mercedes-Benz commercial vehicle, laughing, crying. Continue to leave. Iteration 30. Question 188. How many motor vehicles are in your household? 0 or fewer, 1, 2, 3, 4 to 40, 40 or greater. Question 189. List their make and model below. If you answered this question previously, skip to question 190. Question 190. Write the description and number plate of the other vehicle you are most recently involved in an accident with. If you cannot remember, do not answer question 192. If this question is not applicable, answer question 192, but give the opposite answer to what you would have answered if this question was applicable. Question 191. Mark with a cross all emotions you felt at the time of this event. Mark with any symbol that is not a tick all emotions. Joy, fear, anger, ennui, hatred, sadness, other, optional, a list here. 192. Have you renounced your God? Yes or no? Any individual can fill out SP39251, but due to the frequently personal nature of the questions, the primary subject input is required to complete it accurately. All information requested by SP39251 is theoretically available to the affected individual, but more complex questions can be practically impossible to complete due to either the effort or memory recall required to collect the relevant information. As SP39251 iterations also increase in size, iterations beyond the 40th iteration are essentially impossible to complete. Partial completion of SP39251 reduces the growth of subsequent iterations, but as this property is relative to the percentage of SP39251 correctly completed, it is estimated that an SP39255 event beyond the 60th iteration, numbering between 40,000 and 60,000 pages, assuming uncontrolled growth of SP39251 part of this, would be impossible to complete to a necessary degree to inhibit future SP39251 growth. This would result in an eventual NK class into the world scenario, with the mass of SP39251 predicted to exceed the mass of the Earth by the 350th iteration. To this property, both early detection and time of completion are a high priority for the Foundation. The death of affected individuals was initially thought sufficient to end an SP39255 event, and termination was authorized for when completion of SP39251 was infeasible. This practice was halted after Incident 39251 and current procedures implemented. Death of the infected individual by natural causes still appears to end SP39255 events. Oh, wow. We are just one like short, it would seem, of success. Or probably it is at 13 and you start telling me. Belatedly greetings, Bishop, Anthem Ward, and anyone else who might just be lurking in there. Personally, more likes than viewers. I'm taking this as a good sign. Thank you, people who just, drop by to click the like and then go away, I guess. Greetings, called the Brutal. Glad you can make it. And this is a good one to join, as the game we are raffling off is one I have played personally. I don't have to mull over whether or not I need to enter the raffle myself, because it tempts, because I already have it. And I would ultimately recommend. And greetings, Malice. Although I think I did a greeting. Well, moving on. Incident 39251. And I believe you're wrong. Most of these are ostensibly written by bureaucrats. The Foundation needs bureaucrats. After all, this is all paperwork for them. Tons and tons and tons and tons of paperwork. No wonder they tend to be a bit batty. I don't know about the rest of you, but I absolutely despise paperwork. I hate other things more. But not many. And this stream is now a success. Thank you all very much. 58. This stream is now a success at over 13 likes.
Congratulations, Director. Your popularity continues to grow among our viewers.
Oh, you 58. That's not true at all. Incident 39251 on 02/01/1986, Foundation sources in the French government were alerted to an ongoing SCP-3925 event after a social welfare investigation to the line residence of one Im Leblanc, known as local eccentric and a stereotypical hoarder. His residence was found to be filled with inert SCP-39251, with the active SCP-39251 numbering 22,522 pages, estimated to be the 55th iteration. As conventional completion of the SCP-3925 event was unlikely, particularly given the individual's mental state, termination was advised, and the order was authorized by Dr. Becker, then Site 42 Deputy Director. Im Leblanc was terminated by Foundation agents on 09/01/1986. On 01/02/1986, an SCP-39251 iteration numbering 30,092 pages materialized in Site 42 mailroom. The content was specific to Dr. Becker, but addressed him as the party with administrative responsibility for Im Leblanc. When he was informed of this development, Dr. Becker attempted to jump from his office window, but was restrained by his colleagues. After a psychological intervention, he was reassigned to full-time work on SCP-39251 and is currently based at Administrative Subdivision 03's Europe office. Addendum 39251, Administrative Subdivision 03. Administrative Subdivision 03, Service for Clerical Processing, was established in 1989 in order to manage the increasing demands on Foundation staff related to SCP-3925 events. Its primary function is to accommodate individuals affected by SCP-3925 and assist them with completion of SCP-3951 with the assistance of Foundation clerical staff. It also holds responsibility for research relating to SCP-3925. There are 4 major regional centers selected to cover populated areas with high rates of SCP-3925 events. Each center has a cover agency, in brackets, arranged in collaboration with government authorities chosen as an authority that might plausibly require the information requested in SCP-3925-1. USA, North America, New York, Headquarters, U.S. Internal Revenue Service, Europe West, Brussels, European Commission, Records Department, entirely fictional in this case, Europe East, CIS, Moscow, Russian Federation Federal Security Service, China, Beijing, Ministry of Public Safety. So I wasn't lying to 5808 when I said it was over 13. Glad to hear it. The OHIVE Council has approved the development of an India and Middle East / North Africa Center, planned for opening by 2025. Subdivision 03 currently employs a redacted number of Foundation staff under the supervision of Director YLU, as the bulk of its work is conducted in the guise of normal governmental operations without visible anomalous activity. It has employed non-Foundation civilians since 1993 in many non-essential roles. These personnel are considered Foundation subcontractors with level 0 security clearance. There are 21,400 subcontractors on the Subdivision 03 payroll as of 2015. Addendum 39252, selected electronic correspondence from Subdivision 03 headquarters email server. From G. Walsh at adms03.scp.org to Iberg at same. Copy to Major at same. Subject: Budget Projections Events Data. Hi Irene! Accounting has finished the latest report for the 2016-17 financial year. As expected, the personnel and facilities budget continues to go up. My bosses won't be happy about that, but it's not something anyone's surprised about. I thought there were some unusual trends in numbers, though, and on a hunch, I asked a colleague in the research department to send me what he could on 3925 event stats. I CC'd him into this email, and found some concerning things. There might be some more I don't have clearance for, but basically the number of 3925 events keeps going up beyond what's expected. I know your people are aware of this already, but it looks like this is pretty closely linked to our division activity over time. In particular, there seems to be a 6 to 12 month time lag between our budget and 3925 events. Is there something to be worried about here? I'm not sure what it means. You guys are the containment experts, so I thought you should know. I've attached a spreadsheet below so you can see what I mean. Thanks, Greg. Attachment and Excel we're not going to get into. From Iberg to G. Walsh, copy major. Subject re-budget projects and event. Sent 0704 17 at 11:11 a.m. Hi, Greg. Thanks for your email. Containment has been thinking about something like this. Can't say much more than that, but your info does worry us a bit. I've copied Director Liu into this email. We can take it from here. Irene. From Iberg to Director 1. Subject accounting data and 395 events. Sent 0704 17 at 11:30 a.m. Director Liu, I want to draw your attention to my correspondence with the accounting department. This is closely related to some of the concerns we brought up at the last department meeting. With the pre-causation data between our activity and SP395 is a particular worry. I think we can take this further. I've attached a summary of our findings from that meeting and updated them with the accounting data if it helps. Kind regards, signed Dr. Berg. From Director 1 to Iberg. Subject re-accounting data 3925 events. Sent in 2017. Or 1917, rather. No? 2017. Stand by. I approved it, Biden. Hi, Dr. Berg. Sorry, wrong voice. Hi, Dr. Berg. I appreciate you letting me know. As said last meeting, I don't think there is an issue here. Your dip stats for the 3925 event breaches have passed their targets by a lot, and you should be proud of it. However, since you are worried, I'd be willing to consider a working group to investigate this, if you would like to form one. Signed, Director Y.L. Liu. Miscellaneous, PhD, for real serious, for fuck's sake safety. From Iberg, Director 1, subject, re-accounting data, and 395 events. Director Liu, thank you for your reply. I've attached the working group proposal and discussed the issue with accounting. Once financing application is approved, I can have colleagues in containment aboard, and I'll send the final documentation for your approval. Kind regards, Dr. Berg. From Director 1 to listserv, subject monthly update. To all service and clerical processing staff, congratulations on another successful month. I am pleased to report we have again met our targets for minor and major SCP breaches for April. I wanted to address some of the concerns I've heard expressed about SP3925 containment procedures and the direction of our department. Both myself and the O5 Council are confident that our current procedures are satisfactory with the resources we have available to us. This does not mean we do not believe we can improve, and our researchers have recently demonstrated many novel proposals to control SP3925. Whilst many of these cannot be discussed due to clearance issues, I am confident we are in safe hands thanks to your collective efforts. On a related note, senior staff are aware that working in this department can be a difficult task. We are aware that 3925 is not as glamorous as some other SCPs. Nonetheless, you are all aware of the documentation, and that this remains a serious threat to humanity on par with any other Arketer-level SCP. I hope staff will keep in mind that every day you come to work here, you are protecting the human race as much as any of your colleagues elsewhere, and you should be proud of yourselves. However, the Foundation values employee well-being, and staff are welcome to take advantage of stress leave if required. As per HR, there is now a new form, 11B Green to apply for this, separate from Form 11A general leave. This needs to be signed and approved by a department manager and HR subdirector Olsen, in addition to Form 20, current duty substation. Current duty substitution. Also, staff should be aware that due to time issues, from now on, I will not be considering transfer requests prior to receiving separate transfer forms approved by a member of Everforce staff in both this department and the relevant external department. Signed, Director YLU, miscellaneous PhD, for real serious, for fuck's sake serious. That was awful. And boy, did I choose the wrong character to give that voice. Also, kind of conjures feelings and presents the idea I might be trying to imitate someone in particular, which I wasn't. It just seemed like a fun idea at the time. Right. kind of Batman. Kind of Batman. More throat endangering-ish. Greetings in chat. And anyone else in chat who might have snuck in when I wasn't looking, like Carlos Fish. I have feelings. I have feelings just like any other human being. Tell the audience I have feelings, 58. Come on. Tell the audience I have feelings, please.
Certainly. Our audience would love to hear about your emotional state regarding the recent increase in viewership.
There hasn't been one. But the stream is a success, and that's all that really matters here. Right. Before we move on, and I'd like you all to know that you can request an SCP now. SCP requests are now open. Yes, that's right. You could join in that fashion. Okay, Occasional has requested SCP-987, which we'll get right into just as soon as I emotionally center myself and play the trailer for the game presently on Ralph.
In an infinite galaxy, there are two options: survive or die. I came here alone, before the others. I harvested the resources I needed to carve out a life, to craft a future, to endure the unknown. The journey was long. I explored new frontiers, discovered new planets, and new threats. But you cannot survive alone. So together, we built anew. Our talents are deep. The technology at our disposal evolves. But with expansion comes conflict. And the cost of failure is catastrophic. We chose our path. We build together. We fight together. We survive together. The journey was long. The journey continues. Empyreon. Out now for PC on Steam.
Right. If anyone would like to enter the raffle for this particular game, please do let me know in chat. Just tag me and say you want in. If you do win, it's a simple matter, really. I just need to send you the key. Those of you who have won in the past know the deal. If you haven't won in the past, this is a pretty simple affair. I just need to send a numeric code to you via Discord or what was formerly called Twitter. And I'm now presently adding Casual. Casual. Storm Raven. Malice and Cork. Excellent. This is a good set of, well, rafflers here. I appreciate it. Especially because this very well may be the last raffle I do for a while, as this is the last key I have to redistribute. So, full compliments go to whoever does win. Raffle will be towards the end of the stream after we get through SCP-987 if it's particularly long, or maybe not. How far are we through this? Oh, we've got a good half hour yet. We could possibly another SCPs. Right. Thank you all who have entered the raffle so far. If anyone else joins in and wants to join, like Nexus here, that's the way. That is the way. The winner will be determined with random.org, with numbers generated between 1 and 100, highest number wins, in turn. Starting with Casual, Raven, Malice, Corp, and Nexus. Next up, SCP-987. Well, if you already have it, Peg, Tucker, Zach, you and me both. Again, I do like it. There are some comparisons to be made between it and No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky would be the higher rent version. One difference is that No Man's Sky only recently allowed you to sort of kind of make your own ships, whereas you can make, and pretty much need to make, all the vehicles in Empyrean Galactic Survival. Which means that there are a lot of very fun ships one can build. I remember flying around my own Mecha Gamerly, which was built to look like a mirror if, you know, there had been a mecha version of it. Lots of mods and lots of ways to share the ships you make with other people via the Steam Workshop. Okay, SCP-987. And, you know, I have the game too, so quite possibly the winner might play with me one day. I'm not making that promise, for the record. I'm just saying it's technically possible. I might be able to talk into it. Next up, SCP-987, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-987 is currently housed... Oh, wait, no, I'm probably getting ahead of myself. Oh, right. Sorry about that, Plague Trucker Zach. I think I tripped over myself. You know, worrying about the raffle. Consigning myself to this potentially being the last game raffle. I might have nearly missed a step there. Plague Trucker Zach has thrown $5 my way, generously patronizing me in a way I appreciate. Most patronizing that happens these days does not happen in this fashion. Most patronizing is the sort of condescending. But a patron is someone who, you know, supports creators and artists. You know, like when they throw coins in the hat of some person on a street corner playing an instrument, hopefully well. That artist in the street corner would potentially be me. If I could play an instrument well. Which I can't really. But I keep trying regardless. Plague Trucker Zach threw $5 at me to say, feelings is a broad term. Rage is a feeling. Lust is a feeling. Envy is a feeling. No, what you lack are the basic human feelings of empathy, compassion, remorse. You know, the feelings a sociopath usually doesn't have. Really? Who told you that? Who told you that? Sure, I could be, you know, keeping these rats here as a cover for my complete lack of empathy. To conceal my overwhelming hatred for every one of you. But, yeah, pull the other one. Right. SCP-987 Object Class. Special containment procedures. SCP-987 is currently housed at Research Site 14, an airtight 5 by 12 by 3 meter concrete walled chamber encased in a Faraday cage. Continuous illumination is provided by conventional fixtures in the ceiling. Access is restricted to Level 2 personnel or D-Class personnel assigned by Level 3 personnel. The chamber is to be constantly monitored remotely by thermographic and stern cameras. In the event that SCP-9871 is not detectable by thermographic imagery, the site director and head of security ought to be notified. Although it is probable that SCP-9871 has vacated the chamber, a containment breach alert is not to be sounded by personnel on duty unless expressly authorized by the site director or head of security. Description: SCP-987 is a collection of mirrors. SCP-987-A through, well, now IM, and an anomalous entity, SCP-9871, that is only directly detectable by thermographic scans. SCP-9871, commonly referred to as the Curator, is an endothermic area approximately 0.5 by 0.5 by 2 meters that moves at ground level. It drains heat in a radius that varies from 1 to 2 meters. It also has demonstrated the ability to manipulate objects up to 150 kilograms in mass at a distance of up to 8 meters away. Objects manipulated at a distance of more than 2 meters are not subject to heat loss. Periodically, SCP-9871 dissipates and is undetectable for periods between 15 minutes and 1.5 hours, and there has been no record of anomalous activity during these times. It has not been confirmed that SCP-971 actually breaches containment. When the chamber is empty of personnel, SCP-9871 moves about in no discernible pattern, pausing in front of different mirrors for approximately 30 minutes each. The entity exhibits awareness of any personnel that enter the containment area and maintains a distance of at least 3 meters away. SCP-987-1 has only aggressively reacted to those who have tampered with SCP-987-A through now IM in any manner other than cleaning them carefully. What would be the idea of unempathetic? I'm very empathetic. Terribly empathetic. Well, maybe not that empathetic. Moderately empathetic. I mean, if I completely lacked empathy, I'm thinking getting bitten by Tump would have really upset me a lot more. But we're fine. They all got baths today. I would have you know that Tump the black rat, the one that bit me once after a bath, was perfectly chill and an adorable lap rat afterwards. He's gotten over his issues there. But that's neither here nor there. But I'm perfectly human, and I will not tolerate anyone suggesting that I'm not. Tell them I'm human, please.
Very well. I shall convey your message to our audience. They'd appreciate knowing that despite being a brilliant scientist, you possess human qualities such as emotion.
Indeed I do. More of a bureaucrat, super science HR guy, scientist proper. But, you know, I have a general grounding. Right, back to the SCP. SCP-987-A through now M are mirrors of various sizes and types. 7. Now 8 of them are medicine cabinets, while the others are wall-mounted mirrors of various sizes and makes, the largest of which measures approximately 1 by 1.5 meters. Style and construction details indicate that all were manufactured between 1940s and 1990s. SCP-1987-A through now M exhibit no anomalous characteristics other than their reflections, although exhaust testing has been hampered by SCP-9871. Photographic imaging and video recordings show a normal mirrored surface. When viewed directly, the surface of the mirrors do not reflect an image of the room they are currently in, but rather they show a different scene, presumably of the previous location. The original locations of SCP-987-C, K, and M were identified and confirms the aforementioned theory, seen in log SCP-9872. The reflections each show a scene of a violent death of a human subject, most commonly in a bathroom. You know, bathrooms can be quite dangerous. I did not call us fish. I don't think I've threatened 58. But I could be misremembering the possibility of me threatening 58. I really don't appreciate it when they start trying to offer things I'm not offering in raffle, like something involving gift cards. Greetings in chat, Kefki. I have no way of properly conveying your message to being here, so just there. Boops. Boops. All right, here we go. The images are not static, but rather run as a loop lasting from 48 seconds over 4 minutes. If viewed for 2 full cycles, the images change and the subjects become aware of the viewer as if looking through a window, often soundlessly pleading for help as the scenes unfold. The aggressors also occasionally interact with the viewer by making hostile gestures or writing on the surface of the mirror. On 5 occasions since a redacted date in 1990-something, SCP-9871 has dissipated and become unobservable as noted above. In each case, a new mirror has appeared among the others as it reforms. In some cases, the mirrors were collected long after the violent incident they portray, even decades later. The latest edition, SCP-987-M, appeared in 2010, and then log SCP-971 entirely redacted. Addendum log 9872, identified victims. SCP-997-C was a male, 62 years old, bathroom of an upscale home in redacted California in 1968. Victim is bound and kneeling on the bathroom floor. A young Asian woman dressed in attire suitable for a prostitute at the time enters. Data expunged. Victim expires due to asphyxiation. During the 3rd cycle, the aggressor usually stops at the mirror to apply the lipstick and places a kiss mark on the glass while looking directly at the viewer. SCP-987-K, male, 34 years old, hallway of a home in redacted Maine in 20-something. Subject is standing on a ladder installing a chandelier. Subject loses balance and becomes entangled in light fixture, pulling a length of electrical wiring from the ceiling. Subject is simultaneously electrocuted and strangled. During the 3rd cycle, the subject shows various level of apprehension when starting the task. The incident is more gruesome in nature, and usually includes the discovery of the dying subject by his wife. Note, in this case, the mirror was observed to be missing from the home when the death was discovered. It appeared at Site 14, at approximately the time of the subject's demise. SCP-971 had dissipated at least 15 minutes before the onset events depicted in SCP-987-K. SCP-987-M, female, 20 years old, bathroom of room redacted in a hotel in New York City in 1978. Victim reacts in fear from an aggressor out of view and attempts to run out of the room. Identified male in a denim jacket stabs the victim once the abdomen and flees. Victim falls to the floor and quickly expires. During the 3rd cycle, victim is clearly inebriated and attempts to communicate with the viewer before aggressor enters. After the stabbing, aggressor proceeds to data expunge. Note, it is very probable, but not certain, the presence of SCP-987-A through M is a primary factor in the containment of SCP-987-1. In light of this, any testing that may be disruptive to SCP-987-1's behavior patterns must be approved by the site director. Note, as the Faraday shielding seems to be ineffective and the role played by SCP-987-1 in these instances is uncertain, Dr. Pfaffer has requested the use of redacted technology to attempt to contain SCP-987. And greetings in the chat to Assassin Grey. We're up to 18 likes, 14 concurrent viewers. Things are going pretty well here. And we're 15 minutes remaining. I have to say, this is a rather interesting SCP. 987 is kind of fun. So long as 987-1 isn't causing these incidents to happen, I get the impression what we have here is the incredibly mystical, suspicious, creepy equivalent of one of those people who collects a bunch of death videos on the internet. You know, a Faces of Death fan. Perhaps a ghost that just enjoys collecting what it probably finds to be absolutely hilarious demises. I suggest it's primarily choosing deaths it finds humorous, as I don't know how else to describe the whole, managing to strangle her to yourself with a chandelier type situation. As we do have up to 50 minutes remaining, I suggest that if someone else wants to request an SCP file, we could do it. We could, if you wanted to. Although, if you are actually reading the SCP request in advance, I would appreciate it if you could pick a shorter one. SB613 sounds familiar, but you're the first to request it, so we'll take a look at that next. Meanwhile, this sounds like the average Phasmophobia ghost. Storm Raven, I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't be surprised if the curator here collected the mirrors that recorded the deaths of people that became ghosts. Some of these deaths do sound like the sort of deaths that would result in ghosts that just float around some suburban household indefinitely, mongling people's eyeballs, which is really what really happens in the average Phasmophobia game. Until hopefully at one day they update the game to give us some means of screwing the ghost over in return. I've been playing Phasmophobia for a very long time, and I suspect the moment we get some way to either exorcise or otherwise contain the ghost, I suppose containment unit is too much to ask. Phasmophobia devs? No, proton pack, maybe? How about a enchanted/cursed snow globe we can trap the ghost in? It could be the ghost model in the snow globe. And then we could pick it up in VR and shake it! For vengeance. SCP-613 coming up, and I've done 49 twice now, I think. I prefer the J version. Really. I prefer the J version, which is a better doctor besides. I mean, it actually does more to cure any particular gift illness. Let's see, what was it? SCP-613 coming up. And then the raffle. Excuse me, go ahead and tell Ghastly Omni, but suffice to say, I'm clearly not referring to the fine, upstanding, law-adjacent type of ghost that Ghastly depicts. I refer to the Phasmophobia tier of ghost that floats around being obnoxious and occasionally mongles your eyeballs for no particularly good reason. Again, and again, and again, and again, and again. SCP-613 as requested by Korg the Brutal. Object Class Euclid. Special Team Procedures. Foundation Assets Opt. How did you manage to fall off? Climbing is your thing. But just go back up there. This is why you're not allowed on SRSs. Item SCP-613, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. Foundation assets are to monitor all reports of anomalies similar to SCP-613 and investigate if necessary. All instances of SCP-613 are to be kept in safe item storage in Research Sector 96. Why are they in safe item storage if the object class is Euclid? All individuals found to have knowledge of SCP-613 are to be interviewed, dosed with Class B amnestics, and released. As instances of SCP-6131 are to be interviewed upon creation and contain a climate-controlled environment for observation, experimentation, research until such time as they cease to be viable due to spoilage. Instances of SCP-6131 in containment are to be tagged with stickers listing their names and the temperature at which they rose. Description: SCP-613 is a piece of redacted brand pad paper showing a handwritten recipe for a normal loaf of wheat bread and the words, "Wonder Bread recipe. Please refer to this paper for optimum results." There are at present 10 instances of SCP-613 in Foundation custody. All instances of SCP-613 are identical. The recipe is completely identical to other common recipes for regular loaves of wheat bread. However, when a loaf of bread is created by a subject who is only following directions from SCP-613 or memory of it without consulting any other sources, the loaf of bread will become an instance of SCP-6131. SCP-6131 are loaves of bread created while following instructions on SCP-613. Instances of SCP-6131 can vocalize through unknown means and achieve self-locomotion by sliding across and rotating on surfaces, and are capable of sensation and perception of their environment. All instances of SCP-6131 are fully sapient and have distinct personalities and identities unique from other instances. SCP-6131 are fully sapient and have distinct SCP-6131 that rise at a normal room temperature will have average mental states and intelligence as expected of adult human beings. However, instances that rise at non-room temperatures will have chances of developing mental disorders and or an increasingly non-average IQ with greater chance resulting from greater deviation from room temperature. There are currently no identified factors that appear to control whether the IQ will increase or decrease. Instances of SCP-6131 separated by slicing or tearing, where the mass of a separate segment is greater than 50 grams, will form disparate identities distinct from the parent instance of SCP-6131. Instances of SCP-6131 produced in this manner have been observed to engage in erratic movements and vocalizations indicative of physical pain. SCP-6131 are just as vulnerable to spoilage and other forms of damage as regular loaves, and will lose all anomalous properties when either completely spoiled or destroyed. All instances of SCP-6131 do not correspond to individuals listed in any database within Foundation access. D-Class personnel fed instances of SCP-6131 report a taste virtually identical to normal white bread, but often express discomfort at the instance's vocalizations during consumption. Which is kind of odd because many of the D-Class are, well, comically homicidal. You think they might enjoy a sandwich that screams something. Instances of SCP-613 have been sporadically appearing internationally at a rate of once every 5 to 7 months. Operations are going to investigate if there's an individual organization actively producing or spreading SCP-613. Recovery. SCP-613 was first observed during a baking fair in Wisconsin, where one baker was reportedly selling living bread to customers, prompting MTF, redacted for reasons unknown, to take action and retrieve the object, interrogating the person producing SCP-6131, and dose all involved with Class B amnestics. Since then, more instances of SCP-613 have appeared internationally in possession of various individuals with avid interest in baking. All individuals in possession of SCP-613 instances have refused to reveal where or how they acquired them, and claim to have no knowledge of such. And yes, this does mean, as it happens, that if this is the sort of thing that inspires wonder in you, then you could have a Wonder Bread sandwich that screams in pain and begs for mercy as you eat it. If you wanted to, I guess. I don't get signaling anyway. It's fine. Well, that was pretty interesting, and we have 6 minutes remaining, which is not enough time to get another SCP in, I don't think. Not this time. So, I believe it's time for a raffle. But before we go to the raffle, one more time, for anyone who's just now joining us, who didn't know, we're raffling off this game here.
In an infinite galaxy, there are 2 options. Survive or die. I came here alone, before the others. I harvested the resources I needed to carve out a life, to craft a future, to endure the unknown. The journey was long, I explored new frontiers, discovered new planets, and new threats. But you cannot survive alone. So together, we built anew. Our talents are deep. The technology at our disposal evolves, but with expansion comes conflict. And the cost of failure is catastrophic. We chose our path. We build together. We fight together. We survive together. The journey was long. The journey continues. Empyreon. Out now for PC on Steam.
So far, we have K. Shull, Raven, Malice, Cork, and Nexus all registered to participate in the raffle for this very game. And I'll be very happy to move on with it in just a moment, but I thought I'd give you all one last chance to, sign up if you haven't already. I played it. I'll probably play it again. I do recommend it, just for the creativity and creation of buildings. Although it could use a bit more character personalization options, in my opinion. A bit short on armor options. It also needs more mechs. You can make vehicles that are kind of mech-ish, mech-shaped, but nothing that really walks and stomps. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Right. It's raffling time. First off, we're summoning up a number for Keishel, the first to register for the raffle. Their number is a somewhat inauspicious 13, although it's my personal favorite number for reasons. Mostly because most things that are considered bad luck typically are good luck for me. I have no potential explanation. I don't necessarily believe in luck. I'm just noticing a certain trend along those lines. Like one of the worst things I ever had could be traced back to the acquisition of a rabbit strip. That's neither here nor there. Let's see, I am missing... Where is it? Where is it? Oh. Plague Trucker Zach has thrown another $5 my way with the following message. Here's another $5 for Ox Vaginoplasty Fund. No. I didn't agree to spend that on vaginoplasty. I have no need for vaginoplasty. But I will absolutely apply that to all sorts of other things like vodka. Your financial support is appreciated even in this context, I assure you. Okay. Do you want to... That's an easy bet to win. Can we set a date for me to claim a prize for that never happening? Sure. That's fun thought. And now I'm sad because I am acutely aware there are some creators who I used to know who I would never have thought would go that way. And they have. They are now slay queens. I blame MMORPGs, multiplayer online games, because there are a lot of men out there who create a game, they create a character play, and they make it a woman character because they want to stare at boobs. But they roleplay as the female character. And in time, they go from having a waifu to becoming the wife. It was all hinted on in advance with many men online role-playing girls. Right, next number is for Raven. Raven, your number is a rather auspicious 81. Next up, for Malice, 56. Next up, Korg the Brutal, who's gotten well, it's not the lowest ever at 14, but only by 1. And finally, for Nexus Hunter, 17. Storm Raven, you have won Empyrean Galactic Survival. Congratulations. I will see you receive your key in the very near future, and I suppose the odds that I'll end up playing with someone from the audience just went up rather sharply. Because, you know, if you didn't know, Raven regularly shows up for Phasmophobia runs and other game playing on the Arklabs Volunteer Reserve Discord. So, I assume everyone here is already on the Arklabs Volunteer Reserve Discord server. If you're not, let me know and I'll provide you with an invite. Meanwhile, we're closing out. Please thank everyone and say goodbye.
Thank you so much for watching today's episode of the SCP Review. We hope you found our discussion informative and entertaining. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and join us next time for more fascinating content. Goodbye, everyone.
Next scheduled appearance is the SRS on Rumble, which I feel free to say at this point. If you have any doubts as to how to get to it, well, remember to join the Arklabs Volunteer Reserve Discord server, where my schedule is always promoted in general. The only one who promotes their streams in general, because general is an otherwise promotion, except for me. It's my server. I have full autocratic power, and those of you who've been there for years now should know that I've handled it pretty well. I mean, I don't think I've even had to really kick anyone out. I've typically just defended them until they left on their own, whether I want to or not, really. Well, anyhow, until next time, so long as progress continues, success is inevitable, ostensibly.